Hello and welcome to Arvoch Alliance Training Session 5. Um, so I was playing around with it, or it keeps coming up for it, with squadron modes, and it seems like the shortcuts for commands, and actually commands in general, don't seem to do a whole lot in multiplayer. So this will be my final training session. We're going to take the opportunity to do something big and dramatic and have a little bit of fun. So I've set up this match to have the max amount of ships in it. It's going to have 2 command ships because we are in strike mode. So there's going to be 2 big capital ships duking it out as a series of fighters go back and forth. Oh, and we're going to be doing this at the edge of a star, so we're going to have gravity pulling on us as we do it. And I believe there's an asteroid field in this map that also will give us some stuff to work with. And I figured as part of that, I could play around with ship loadout. So we can do that together. Looking over this, there's some default profiles here that allow you to kind of pull up something instantly, like regular strike. They would pull up a Banshee for me immediately. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of look at this. I don't know anything about any of these, so I'm gonna be looking over these and kind of looking at the agility scores. And it seems Evoc has the highest agility score. Yeah, that seems to be accurate. Even higher than the Ferret. So what is an Evoc? An Evoc, originally designed as a replacement for the Wraith. It includes a maneuvering system based on reverse-engineered Venari spacecraft. The Venari are the mysterious aliens that we'll learn something about, hopefully, in the main campaign. And unique ion pulse engines that together provide one of the most agile and fast spacecraft known to exist. Extensive use of armor offers slightly better protection against particle cannons compared to the Wraith. Cool. We're gonna be that, whatever that is. Now, the flare beam has the highest range with the lowest yield. I guess with the increase in agility, I might be able to get away with something that requires me to be a little bit closer. Ice Spear is still pretty good range. The Fire Fury, we start to cut down to like the 1300, 1200 range. Now we're getting to a spot that there's some high-end cannons. All particle. High-end particle cannons with some good range. I know what I'm gonna do, I think. I'm gonna take high-end Maxim R there. That is gonna be our particle cannon. Beam. Beam does not seem to have the same restrictions. Probably based off of radar range for beam. These are the 5 beams we have. So energy cost versus yield is what we're looking at. I know that we can be pretty effective with even the current refractor laser yield that we have. So I'm going to put a coil laser on. I think that's a good middle ground. Gets a yield of 40 while costing me energy 35. Missiles. It's preloaded us with a bunch of Starfire missiles. Those have an 1800 yield with a range of almost 10,000. Which is a reminder is 1,000 meters. No, that's speed. That's 10,000 meters. That is. I mean, I could go with an Exodus, which has a higher yield but a shorter range. And really, at these ranges, it doesn't actually matter a whole lot. I can almost always get close enough to fire missiles. The other option is, look at that. High range, low yield, very fast missiles that fire in sets of 4. I think that sounds super cool. I know from my experience with Free Space, though, they have the cluster bomb in Free Space, and it's very ineffectual. However, with an 800 yield, that is a little bit less than the baseline missile. Oh, these all target weapon systems. I think we're gonna take some Excaliburs. We're gonna cut down all of our missiles. Oh, do we only have room for one then? Crazy. Can I add any other kinds of missiles? No. In that case, that's some X's. Yeah, fill her up with some real high-powered missiles there. All right, now we're gonna look at our equipment. I don't understand all of this yet. I know it looks like we currently have a cannon relay system, a repair system, a fulcrum drive. That's the drive that allows you to move between areas. It's actually kind of unnecessary in these multiplayer matches. In the main campaign, missions take place across a sector, so sometimes you have to travel from destination to destination. Like the first mission is going to be a patrol, which you guys will see when I do it, and you have to travel from a couple of different nav points, and that's when you need the fulcrum drive. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there for a real long time just watching your ship float through space. I don't think that I need it for the multiplayer, but I don't know if I can take anything in response that's really worth it. Something like the anti-missile system might be pretty good. That actually might be really good. Let's see if I pull the fulcrum drive off. Unload that. It will. Sick. So now we have an anti-missile system. Then we have the repair system. That seems like a good idea. Cannon heat sinks. What's that do? Increases the primary weapon's firing rate. That seems important. Cannon relay system. I hear a lot of people talk about how this is important to have. So the cannon relay system increases the energy capacity of an installed particle cannon. That makes sense. So I think this is our ship right now. We're going to be running the Evox C with a Maximar and a coil laser. We filled it up with Exodus missiles. I don't know if that was the best plan, but that's the plan that I had. And we have basically the baseline equipment they gave us, but we swapped out the fulcrum drive for an anti-missile. Let's go ahead and return to the briefing. What we see here, these are the enemy ships here. There's a variety of them, and there's a variety of ally ships. I am just going to keep it that way. We're going to see what happens. This could all just be me getting my butt kicked over and over again, but I think it's going to be fun doing it. So here we go. All right, so you see this? This is a lot of stuff. It's a little overwhelming. We're gonna do that. You can already see that the gravity was pulling my butt in, so we're gonna move forward. All of my allies are moving forward. Here's our command ships, being super freaking cool. Ooh, I don't want to hit those laser beams. And we are going to simplify our HUD so that this isn't as overwhelming. Alright, let's get into it. Oh, that's gonna rip right through us. Those beams are shooting right through the dogfight. I, of course, am not in the dogfight because I didn't watch my speed. One of those mistakes I expect to make a lot of. We are being targeted by missiles. I am just gonna swoop through them because I don't have any idea. Yeah! The sparkles there, that means they're getting ready to fire again. And I think I might be in the middle of it when it goes off. Oof. This is actually very difficult. The dogfight is happening in the middle of these two guys firing volleys of lasers back and forth at each other. And I am struggling to stay in the dogfight. And it looks like that dogfight's ending without me as a direct result. Super fun. Now we get to go here. What I'm gonna do, first of all, I'm gonna slow the hell down. All of our fighters are about to go for that big ship. If we can aim. Okay. You can feel the flak hitting the ship. It shakes every time. So we're just gonna... I think my missiles did nothing. Well, of course, it would have a shield of its own. That makes sense. Oof. Got some missiles incoming. I'm gonna fire those off and try and not generate too much heat. Woo! That was awesome. I kind of wish it had like hung out for a minute to let me see the aftermath of that. That was really cool. That fight didn't last as long as I was expecting, though. That was fun. As I mentioned, I had some struggles staying in the dogfight there, and I think in the campaign mode, I would come to regret that. So this time, I'm gonna move our location. Let's see, what would be interesting. Let's do Nebula Cloud. I think that would be cool. Let's launch into it.
Caution. Entering dense nebula cloud zone.
Alright, shut off the IDS. Now, you're gonna see these two guys duking it out with each other. We're not even close enough to see the enemy yet, so my guys are in a sort of formation here. They're kind of just lollygagging, right? Oh, but there's our enemies. So the HUD gets real busy when we get into fights this big. Yeah, okay. Oh man, we are struggling to get in range of this guy. I don't know. Speed of missiles is something I think I'm going to want to pay way more attention to in the future. We're going to get in range though. I thought we were going to pull it off. Dang it, every time. There we go. Yeah! Alright. Where is the fight at? Let's see. It looks like we are losing this one. Missiles coming at me, so that's right. That anti-missile system is doing its work. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna survive this, but don't think we did half bad there. We're gonna move that energy into the shield. Balance it out. Left. I have 2 allies, and one of them probably command. Holy crap, we need to put on the brakes. There we go. Fly up above my command. Maybe below? I think I'm below my command ship. Ship. Oh, and that's the loss. Alright. I still got 3 kills on that one. I didn't die on that one, which was good. And we lost that one, but I was way more participatory. Let's do one more fun here. Could do an energy cloud. I think that we would regret the lack of missile locks when we started to come to the capital ship. But, like, Atmosphere is really not that interesting of a map because it doesn't actually force you into Atmo. It just gives you Atmo as an option. Most of us are ignoring that option as we play. I think I am going to... Yeah, we're going to have a long duke it out in the middle of an energy cloud. I'm going to regret this. Or it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's find out. All right.
Entering dense nebula cloud zone.
So, as a reminder, we can't use missiles. So, all of those missiles I just loaded up, pointless. Put 3 to weapons right now. We're also going to have to be fighting in shorter ranges, which is going to be difficult. The capital ships are already duking it out. Oh, there's the bandits. Slow down. Beam. Lost him. Alright. You pay a lot of attention how we are moving. Oh, we're gonna have this guy down. Yeah! Woo! Right. Head for this Wraith next. Oh man. distance a little bit, but not a lot. He is pretty much running at the same speed as me. So, there we go. He always gets right out of range right before the particles start firing. There we go. Yeah, oof. Okay, I deserve that. That was a little bit reckless. Let's move forward. Looks like about half of our ships are down. Also doesn't look like they're doing great. So, slow it down. At the very least, we can weaken you. That's a ferret, so it should be easy to take out. Just gotta get close enough to do it. Really thought that I wasn't taking that guy head on. I don't know what happened there. Yes. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm gonna close some distance. I am the last surviving member of my team. That's not good. Oh, that's an enemy ship. Whew, I flew the wrong direction, guys. That's how to do it. I think that is going to be the move for this. We're the last surviving ship. There's a lot of enemies left. So, if we turn on both, do hit and runs, we at least might be able to do some damage to the enemy's hull as we fly by. Ooh. Oh, wow, that was dumb. That was the clearest example of that jousting I keep telling people not to do. And as you can see, hull is still doing alright, so these hit and run tactics are doing something. His hull is dropped pretty dramatically. Problem, of course, being I keep having to be real careful about my shield levels, because whenever I do this, tracking. Oh, that's not good though. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna pull this one off. Yeah, I think my command ship's gonna end up failing very likely before I can stop all of this. So that's something to keep in mind. Yep, that's it. I'm going down. tight. Yep. All right. They really kicked our butts there. All right. Well, that's not promising for the main campaign, but there's 3 big matches right there. These guys are gonna go on to absolutely smoke my command ship, assuming that it's still live. Yeah, it's still at 100. Which sort of begs the question: 100, 100. Are these beams doing anything other than looking cool as hell? All right. Well, I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for joining me for these training sessions. I'm very excited to actually get into the main game. So, next time we see each other will hopefully be a full recording of a mission or 2, and hopefully I do better than I just did there. I will see you guys on the next one. If you like watching these Arvoch videos, or really any space sim stuff that I might end up doing in the future, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one.